What's good, everybody? Welcome to Trendsetter Crypto TV. Now, if you're on Patreon, you already saw part one of me talking about regulation, FUD, and why the market is dropping rapidly, right? Well, part two, I'm going to do some quick news updates on coins that I've talked about in the past, but that I really haven't been able to talk about because there's been so much FUD going on with regulation, news in Russia, Ukraine, among other things, right? So for people who are watching this outside of Patreon, by the time you see this, it'll most likely be Saturday morning. If crypto is still above 37.5 and 39, great. If crypto is below 37.5, we might be at 35,000, 34,000 right now. God forbid, maybe even 30, right? Nobody knows. But regardless, in part one, I gave my sentiment on where I think the market is going. If we can hold that 39K support, I think we'll be okay. But it looks like it's a slow descent. If not, don't be shocked if Friday's a free fall here, right? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But anyway, let's take a look at some bullish news, right? I did the bearish news on part one. Let's do some bullish news on part two. So Coinbase, interesting transaction. Coinbase moved 40 million XRP from their internal wallet to their exchange wallet. Now, initially, I thought it was an external wallet, but it's actually an internal Coinbase wallet. Now, this is very interesting to me. Why would Coinbase do that? There's a lot of speculation, and let me be clear, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, nor is this a gossip channel, right? However, whenever Coinbase does something like this, it is something to take note of, because why are they moving XRP around? Are they selling it? Are they planning to relist it? Because that's what everybody's thinking, right? That, oh, Coinbase is gonna relist XRP. Honestly, guys, I don't think 40 million is an amount to relist, right? Not if Coinbase is looking to relist it, I think they would buy way more, right? But this isn't something they bought. This is from their internal wallet. Or does Coinbase know something that we don't? Is XRP going to do a short-term pump? Because there's a lot of speculation right now that the XRP versus the SEC case is about to wrap up, right? Here within a month or two. Personally, listen, I don't. I'm just gonna hold off for making any predictions on that because I've been wrong. I thought it would wrap up in September. I was wrong about that. I thought I would wrap up. It would wrap up in December. I was wrong about that, right? So I'm gonna take my emotions out of it. However, I am looking at this right here and I'm taking note of that. This is very interesting to me, right? So what does that mean? Well, like I said, it could mean anything. Maybe Coinbase is just planning on selling XRP because they've done that before, or they're planning on relisting it, right? But either way, I find that very interesting. Now, guys, some news on Baby Doge. Now, I've talked about Baby Doge a little bit before, but let's talk about Baby Doge a bit again here, right? So Baby Doge has some big news. They reached a new milestone where now Baby Doge has 1.4 million Twitter followers. Okay, this is kind of huge because that's bigger than Shiba Inu, and so this is huge. Baby Doge has been making a lot of moves, and they have a huge following, very bullish. And on top of that, Baby Doge also got listed on Hubai or Hubi. I know I'm maybe mispronouncing it, but I've heard different YouTubers saying it multiple different ways. So they've been listed on this exchange, and they originally originate from Japan and Korea, if I'm not mistaken. But Americans can also buy off that platform, right? So Baby Doge is doing big things. I originally got into Baby Doge back in June or July of last year, and I bought a little bit of Baby Doge, and then I actually dollar cost average a little bit more earlier this month when there was a dip. I think Baby Doge has a lot of potential to withstand the rise of numerous meme coins because of the fact that Baby Doge already has partnerships with NASCAR, and they are already giving money to rescue organizations. They have a partnership as well with a rescue organization. I forgot. So Baby Doge is making a lot of big moves and is very, very bullish. And I think that Baby Doge has a bright future ahead of it. I think that on the next run up, whether that happens a month from now or 6, 8 months from now, I think Baby Doge is going to do very, very well. Let's talk about Cardano for a moment here, okay? So Cardano on-chain activity surges as new addresses jump 167%. Activity on Cardano, aka ADA network, has exploded recently with the number, well, ADA is not the network, it's the token, has recently exploded with the number of new daily addresses being created on the cryptocurrencies network, jumping 167%. Okay, so new addresses are being created, and this is great. I mean, Cardano, I like Charles Hoskinson. You guys already know, it's not a secret. Charles is taking his time with this project, and right now Cardano is taking its time. Granted, they had a nice run up back in September, but then it kind of has flatlined. So what do I think about Cardano? I think Cardano has been very consistent ever since Cardano has come out, and Cardano, it's taken its time, and I think this is how a good project sustains itself, right? Because they have a very good infrastructure with Charles, with their roadmap, and how they do things, right? And so I'm very bullish on Cardano, and this is great, great news. Now let's talk about Ethereum and Shiba Inu, of course. So this ties in together, right? Ethereum whales now hold over 2 billion worth of Shiba Inu. The top 1,000 whales by assets held on the Ethereum network have been increasing their exposure to the meme-inspired cryptocurrency Shiba Inu to the point that they now hold over $2 billion worth of the cryptocurrency. The accumulation was first spotted on-chain monitoring resource Whale Stats, okay? So what does this mean? I think this is a very, very bullish indicator that SHIB is gonna do very well here very soon. And the reason I say that is because if you've been looking at the technical analysis, right, which a lot of people have and whatnot, Shiba is due for another massive run up, an explosion. So the fact that these whales, they've been accumulating Shiba Inu like crazy for the last 2 or 3 months, right? Because a lot of retail kind of said, and they sold out. And I mean, Shiba has had a lot of great news with their Wellies ventureship or partnership, which basically Wellies is a restaurant in Italy. Think of it like the White Castle version, right? And it has the SHIB logo actually on their hamburger wrappers and their drinks cups and all of that, okay? And then of course Shibarium is about to come out too, and then Shiba has Shiba Lands dealing with the metaverse. So Shiba Inu, I think, will do very well. Now, obviously, a lot of Shiba's price movement sometimes is tied in with BTC, right? But I think that Shiba is going to do very well, probably sometime, you know, early March or mid-March. I can see Shiba really, really doing great. And so for me personally, if you don't have a lot of money to dollar cost average, this is not financial advice, but this is what I'm doing. I've been buying SHIB, right? Because it's the one of the cheapest tokens to get, and you get your bang for your buck. But what I'm going to do is, because BTC is crashing and I think it's going to take altcoins down with it along with SHIB, I'm waiting for a great entry, and I'm going to be dollar cost averaging and setting limit orders, okay? So that's always something good to do because sometimes you can't time it right. But I think that if it goes below the 24 marker, that's when I'm probably going to be dollar cost averaging into SHIB. And then I might set a limit order here if it goes down to maybe 15 or lower. maybe throw $100 at it at that point, right? Once again, not financial advice. Obviously, $100 is not a lot, but once again, with SHIB, you don't really have to put in a lot of money, right? You really don't, because you get your bang for your buck. Now let's talk about Shinja. Now Shinja is one that I've talked about back in December, and then I talked about it a couple weeks ago. Salute to the brother who brought that up to me on Patreon. When he first talked about it, right? It I got his message on December the 15th or 16th, something like that, 17th, I believe. And what basically happened with Shinja, aka Shinobi, is that at that time it had reached a record high, right? It was basically at the top. And so for me personally, I didn't want to jump into it because of the fact that I didn't, I didn't want to FOMO in at the top. So if you look at it right here, right, going back to December around, hold on one second, around the 18th, right? That's when I made the video initially, and it was going down, but it was still pretty high if you look at it, right? And so now if you look at Shinja now, the price has been dropping. And so personally, now look at this flash crash right here on the 23rd. Now, imagine if you could have put a limit order on that, right? I mean, somebody sold, obviously. But Shinja, if I would have gotten in at this bottom, I mean, it still would have been up to where I saw it, because you got to remember, I was looking at Shinja when the person brought it up on my Patreon in December. So I was looking at this, and I thought, well, I missed it. And then look at how high it went. I still probably could have gone up, maybe 2x or so. But, I think that, Shinja has remained pretty steady. Then it went up again. And I think with the market dropping, I'm hoping that, I can toss in a little bit of money in Shinja. Not a lot. Once again, I'm not throwing a lot of money. Now, what is the news with Shinja, right? Now, Shinja, they did an AMA. They did one yesterday and then the one on the 16th, right? And so basically, the one on the 16th, here's some of the cliff notes. And Shinja, one thing I like about their CEO is he does a lot of AMAs with the devs and whatnot. There's a lot of transparency going on because there's a lot of people that are trying to fund the project, right? But they have the Shinobi Dojo swap that they're rolling out with, right? The CerTic has assigned a team to begin the audit on the Dojo swap. So that's currently in the auditing process, which is really good. That is a good sign. They have charity donations. As Cliff announced. Now Cliff is the guy who runs Shinja. Cliff also, if I'm not mistaken, runs Clifford Inu, right? If I'm not mistaken. Now you guys know I do have a little bit of Cliff. I bought right when it was going up at the top, and then Cliff kind of right. And so I will definitely be giving an update on Cliff as well on another video, but not today. But basically, so what they're doing is they just raised 65,000 or 6,500, excuse me, out of 22,000 on a Valentine's Day challenge, which ended or which will remain open today. But by the time you will see it, the general public, it already ended, okay? Roadmap white paper, we're working towards getting our legal opinion done, but the lawyers are requiring that we update the roadmaps and white paper with detailed information on our current plan, which we started to get on that by tomorrow morning, okay? So they've updated their white paper, and that is a good thing, because here you see the updates on the white paper. And so the Dojo swap is supposed to be coming out in Q1, which means that it'll be coming out here within the next 2 months, hopefully. Shinobi Wallet is going to be coming out in Q2, so that's going to be coming out in Q2. Shinobi Blockchain Q3 and Shinobi Dojo Verse, which is their form of the metaverse, in Q2 of 2023. Now, personally, I look at Shinja, their project, and I know a lot of people have made great money off of this project, right? So like I said, I'm not investing heavy in this. I mean, me personally, if I throw $100 and it goes up and then it explodes in the future to 1,000 or 10,000, I'll take half of it as a little bit profit, and then I'll reinvest when it goes down, or I'll just take my profit and do what I got to do. But you know, once again, I'm not telling you buy Shinja. You guys know me. I'm a Shiba guy. I love my Shib. I think Shib is the trendsetter of what Shiba Inu has been able to do and done. Granted, we got to say Doge is the OG, right? Doge is the original trendsetter. But Shiba has really been accelerating what they're doing. And I think that Shiba is going to have a great March. And I'm basing that off of all the news that has been come out. Also, the AMA that Ryoshi did, right? Where he said that they have some big news coming out soon. So I think that Shiba will have a great March. And yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyway, guys, the market is going down. I know it's depressing, but there are coins out there that are coming out with bullish news that are doing well. And unfortunately, with a lot of coins, what happens is if Bitcoin isn't doing well, well, then the market isn't doing well. My hope, as many people hopes are as well, or your hope is as well, is that eventually altcoins will decouple from BTC completely. Once that does, then we're really going to be rocking and rolling and warring, okay? Well, anyway, guys, that's it for today. God bless you. My name is Solo, and I'm out. Peace.